Hi again. I will not keep you a lot from the lunch. I will just quickly show you some of the things that we do in the business registry and how we do it. Let's see if I can get this PowerPoint off here. All right. Let's see. All right. Now you can see. That's fine. I'm not going to make any PowerPoint. I'm just going to go, just to give you a little bit kind of a background how we authenticate users and what's the backbone of Estonian government. When we talk about the company registration, then the main purpose, like with the land registration, is to keep the security of the assets of the people. And in this case, it's a company. It's a legal entity that is registered in the business register. And in case of company registration, we have made some innovations and some progress in using self-service systems, and we created this online company registration portal where you can create your own company yourself without any mediators. And the most important part of any self-service in the e-government in Estonia and worldwide is to actually first to acknowledge who is the person who's using the service. And we call it authentication. And so the first step in every kind of a transaction is to authenticate the people, to know who they are. And then you can show them the information. And in company registration, I need to log in myself. So in here you can see that we accept different electronic identities from different countries. We accept Estonian, and in addition we started a project in 2009 together with Portugal to accept also foreign identities. I need to check up with my Portuguese colleagues what happened with the Portuguese flag here. But the idea is that we can accept also foreign identities, so they can log into the system and then they can get the service. So I'm going to show you one of the ways how we log in Estonian users with the mobile ID. So every person has a unique number, and it's not a secret number, so there's no problem in entering into any service. I know it by heart. And then we enter a phone number. And with this, we have a special device or a special SIM card in our phone, in addition to the electronic identity we have on our smart card. We have it on our phone, just a backup so that if I forget my card home, so I can use a mobile ID to access the government systems. And when I push the mobile login, the system is sending me a message to my phone, and it's asking me, do you want to log into the portal? So if I push OK, I want to log in, the system will ask my secret PIN code. It's like ATM machine in my phone. And then the system logs me in. On top, you can see my name, so that means that the system acknowledged that I'm logged in. And in here, I have instantly visible two of the companies that I'm related to, either in the board or as an owner. So these companies belong to me. And here are my applications that I have been doing previously. So without the authentication, it's easy to build e-government systems which are working one way so that you can enter the data and send it away. But you cannot show anything from the register that you previously had about the person. So when you have authenticated yourself, you can instantly see the data about you. And how we built this is a pretty simple way that if you want to establish a company, you need to fill in the form. And the forms are electronic. I'm taking as an example of private limited company. It's actually built in a way that you cannot make a mistake. So this is the form that you need to fill in order to become an entrepreneur, as a start a legal entity or a company. You need to fill it in, and there is also a signing process that you need to sign it with an electronic signature. If you do it together with your partner, you need to all sign inside the same portal with an electronic signature. So, and what happens if you don't have the electronic signature? If you're a foreigner, then you can either apply for an e-residency card. So, for example, everybody in the world can apply this. They need to get this electronic identity. And if they don't want to do it, they can use always the notary in Estonia. They can go to a notary, and notary will help them to get over the obstacle, whether it's not knowing how to use a computer, not knowing the legal structure or legal regulation, and notary will help. So we have covered the whole market, and the people can choose themselves whether they use electronic system and whether they use notary as a person to help them to establish the new company. Which is interesting that in the beginning when we started to build this self-service portal, we estimated that 50% of the people will probably use online system to create a company. And 50% will choose a notary to do the job. And today, if we count the birds, then we have 98% of the people in Estonia use electronic online system themselves to register. And that really expresses the way Estonians actually think and how they act. If there is a possibility that you can use an electronic service, then they probably use it. And there's no difference whether you use a notary or you use an online portal. It's the same fee, but it's just the way of Estonians do things. And I'm not going to go, because we have a time limit, so I'm not going to go in to fill in all the application. It's pretty straightforward. You cannot make a mistake. But what I'm going to show you is what happens later on after the company has been established. Again, the same way with the Estonian land register, the information in the business register is also visible to everybody. And everybody can search for company information online. Just log it in from here. I'm going to go to the e-business register, and I'm going to log in here with a different user. And it seems that we have a lot of trials in here. I need to, for security reasons, put in the CAPTCHA. Well, now I'm logged in. So I can make searches for the company. Let's look at one of the companies, BLRT, which is a big ship manufacturing company. When we search, we get a lot of information about similar companies. And when we find the one that we like, we can Click it open, and we see all the information about this company. We see who are actually the persons who are running the company, which are the management board members, and every person has a unique identity number that we can store in our systems as well, and we can show it out. With this number, we can instantly know whether this person is actually this person, and we can do transactions. Whether it is a land transaction, which is selling or buying the land, we know that this company director who is claiming to be director is actually the company director, and they have assets in the land registry. And we also see the stockholders and the shareholders. And what usually happens is, especially in case of money laundering directive point of view, is that there is a company after company after company after company, and it's a lot of tracking and drawing. So at some stage, our clients turned to us and said that they need to have some tool to actually to see the data more efficiently and nicely, so that they can do their work better. So we actually built this visualization tool. So if I click here as a visualize, the system will visualize me the information about this company relations. Upwards, we can see, I will close this menu. Upwards, we can see all the companies that this company owns. And downwards, we can see who is the company owner or stockholder, or which other company. And the blue ones are the persons, the physical persons. So due to the fact that we have every unique ID of a person, we can visualize it in a way that we know exactly who is the owner of that company. And then we can continue from here by seeing who is actually behind the company. And this end with a 45%, we can see that it is going outside of Estonia because it went suddenly for red. So we can go on via European business registers, where we can, or not only European business registers, but also BRIS project in the to see who are the actual owners of this company. So there comes the justice services that will help us to continue from here if we need to investigate this. And in this branch, we can see who are actually the owners and who are the figures behind this company. So if we are doing a transaction with this company, we can see the whole tree, who owns what, and who is the legal representative, and can do transactions. But what we also have is that we can see and investigate and move from here to land registry. So instantly, the number of the company will be entered to the forms, and we can see all the real estate that belongs to this company. So if we need to investigate due to money laundering or due to whatever reason, even journalists, then we can easily see the whole content of the land registry related to this person. So we can match multiple registers and see the data mixed. And if you haven't seen in the stage in front of the room, is that where you can actually see the content of the land registry as well in Estonian land registry. How it looks like and how it feels like. So be sure to check it out in the online system in front of the room. Do you have any questions meanwhile? Well, the purpose was not to frighten you somehow, but just to show that it's not so bad, meaning that we have a transparency quite high level, and it doesn't really do harm. It actually improves the business environment and also the land transaction environment as well, in that sense, that there's less fraud. So that works for us very well.
Excuse me, I just would like to ask, all this information is free of charge?
In this case, it is definitely free of charge to the government institutions, meaning that we don't charge government to government. But it's not free of charge to the private sector, we are building our services based on the money we earn from selling the data. So we invest the money we receive back to the system. And it's €2 if there is no mortgage, and it's €3 if there is a mortgage as well. So we charge money. So you can have a contract. You can receive monthly invoice to sell for the sold data, or you can do it one-by-one inquiries with a credit card, and it works pretty well. The banks, who are our main clients, they are pretty satisfied with the result, how they get the data. Any other questions? If not, I think we have a lunchtime.
Yeah. Thank you, Ingmar. There is
one question. All right.
Have you implemented the new beneficial ownership register?
Yes. We actually have the beneficial owners register implemented, and the change was pretty big in that sense that every company must register the beneficial owners. And we have a special block in the business register that says that these are the beneficial owners. And if I click here, I can see this person, company declared that this person is the beneficial owner. We sell this data as well. And of course, for the government institutions, it's free of charge. Interesting was that companies received 2 months of period that they have to register these beneficial owners. And 60% of the companies submitted on time, which is a pretty big percentage. And the rest of it, it's coming and coming whenever it comes. Some of the companies never submitted, and they will probably, they're not active, so means in 2 years they will be closed down almost automatically. And in sense of visualization, then our next step will be in coming weeks, we will implement the visualization also for the beneficial owners in order to see who are the end benefiters on this as well. Currently, we visualize directors and real owners of the companies.